Want to know how I got started on TikTok? Let's talk about it. Hey guys, Smile Doc here. Today we're going to talk about how I got started on TikTok. Thank you for joining me. If you don't already, please subscribe to the channel and share this with your friends. You guys keep asking for content and I'll keep making it, so I'm glad to be able to do it for you. Let's start with a little bit of a history, like what's the social media history? I mean, I'm a dentist. Most people don't think of dentists when they think of social media. However, it must have been maybe 2015, 2016. I started not liking external marketing very much. You know, the billboards, the magazines, I don't know, radio. I could never really tell what the return on investment was. And I didn't want to have an alternate number that people were calling, so the number would change based on the source of how we heard about new patients. And I've always had, like, I don't know, a personality that I wanted to show more than just in the dental chair. So I started on like Facebook, right? Like everybody else, started on Facebook. First thing I started doing, I wanted to get a little bit creative, and so I thought, I love movies and I love A Few Good Men. So I started a series where every Thursday I would go live, and I called it You Can't Handle the Tooth. For those of you that don't get the reference, Jack Nicholson, very famous, best supporting actor in that movie, and where I would just go live and I would answer questions, and I became known as Smile Doc, like around town, like literally. And it's funny because most of the people probably were just my friends on Facebook that would follow, but I would go to play tennis. I play tennis sometimes, and the people would be like, "What's up, Smile Doc?" Like they would just call me that, and so it kind of stuck. So I was doing these things on Facebook, was getting a little bit of traction, and then I started reviewing some products and talking about different things, and then I started saying, well, I'm going to put some stuff on Instagram. I do a lot of photography, teach dentists about photography and veneers and things like that, and so I thought, oh, what a great place to showcase my dental work. And, you know, Facebook does not like to see before and afters. Instagram, however, loves it. So I would showcase some of my smiles on Instagram, and I started getting a lot of traction. Would start to get just every week I would get 100 followers, and amassed up to around 30,000 followers on Instagram right around the time COVID came around. During COVID, everything was slow. We were shut down, and I decided I'm going to make some videos for YouTube and stuff while we were shut down. But what I did when I quit doing external marketing is I was following this guy named Gary Vaynerchuk. For those of you that don't know Gary V, you should look him up. He's amazing. Very theoretical, very practical, but he'll talk to you about, you know, side hustles and social media. I like him. Well, he had this guy that followed him around all the time. It was D-Rock, and he was a videographer. Never saw him, couldn't tell you what he looks like, but he'd be sitting in the car just talking and thinking out loud, and someone is constantly videoing him. And I thought, I need a D-Rock. I need someone who can video me all the time so that when I'm out on social media, it's very authentic. I hired companies prior that would do social media for me, and they would be on Twitter and on Facebook, and they would put like a picture of a toothbrush. It's like, is it time to change your toothbrush? And it was all very, very not authentic. That's the best way that I can describe it. You know, it wasn't me. It wasn't my personality. So it really wasn't me. Like I was paying someone else to do it, and it kind of just didn't feel right. And I did realize how important social media was a long time ago. Like seriously, like 2015, I started realizing like this is huge. Like even before then, I was learning how powerful it was. We were looking for a washer and a dryer one time, and my wife was trying to decide between front end or top end loading. And so I put it on Facebook. Could not believe all of the people that would talk about their ideas of why it was better to have one or the other, who they bought theirs from. I mean, just amazing. So word of mouth, I just realized, okay, this is huge and it can spread really fast. So I kind of went in on social media, stopped doing all external marketing, and took the money that I was spending on billboards, on radio ads, on Facebook on like phone book, like all of that money, which was thousands of dollars a month. And I decided I'm going to hire somebody, find somebody in college who wants to do an internship, that maybe they're studying visual arts or videography or something like that. And I'll have them come in and I'll pay them just to hang around the office and shoot some stuff. And so I've been through, as they graduate and they move on, I've been through several of these interns. But after COVID, I had one who came to me and said, Dr. Griffin, you need to get on TikTok. So I thought, okay, let's give it an honest look. And she just said, TikTok is just on the rise. And so we went all in on TikTok. We were making short videos every day. And I honestly neglected my Instagram account. Like I did. I wish I could go back and be consistent on Instagram because I wasn't. And because of that, everything fell short. It fell flat on Instagram. But TikTok was on the rise and started, getting some traction. And so we would make videos every day. She would come to me. Her name was Tierney. She's absolutely amazing. And she would come to me with these ideas and we'd shoot these goofy videos. I did feel like my personality could come out more on TikTok. Instagram's very curated, it's very made up and pristine, and it's not as raw as TikTok is. And so I did feel like I could get my personality out there a little bit more on TikTok. It seemed to penetrate more of the masses. They seem to like seeing my personality and like seeing the things we do around here. It's a behind the scenes sort of thing with TikTok. And so I kind of relied on Tierney to help me figure out the nuance to TikTok, like the hashtags, the captions, the thumbnails. Like there's actually a lot to this little app that's on here and that I didn't know about. And so she helped do all that. She would edit the videos, and that was what she did in here. So the next thing that you're probably asking if you're like thinking about getting onto social media is, I don't feel like I have the personality for it. And I would just say this to you, bull, you do. I know for a fact that boring people, when they're home at Thanksgiving, when they're in their dinner table, or after they just won a soccer game that they've played in, or they've just won a cheer competition that they've done, they're in the car and they're on fire and they're being goofy. When you're with your family, everyone's got a personality. And so you just need to figure out a way to get comfortable in front of a camera, looking into the camera, and being able to be relaxed and be yourself. That's the key. You want to be yourself. You don't want to be an actor. You want to be yourself. So one of the biggest things a hurdle you're going to have to get over if you want to start doing social media is you got to get over the embarrassment that you might feel, and you have to not care what other people think. I mean, to some degree, right? There are certain videos that I could make that would make people not want to come to me. So I can't post anything I want, but I need to be able to post stuff and not really worry if it sits flat with the public or if it takes off, because it's really, really interesting. You got to post. You just got to post. And there's been videos that I thought are going to be amazing. Wonk, wonk, not good. I'm like, how can that be? How can they not be good? I don't get it. And then there's other ones we do, and it's sort of like in a hurry between patients, like, okay, let's do it. And I do the video. Next thing you know, 3 million views. Like, why? How do you get 3 million views? I don't understand. So some things are going to do really well. Some things aren't going to do really well. The key is to just keep pushing forward. Now, I will admit, it's like anything else, a little dopamine rush. When you start to get a little traction, you get some likes, you're like motivated to do more. That's true. But there's going to be plenty of videos that don't do well and you're going to get discouraged. I've been shadow banned I don't know how many times. I thought it was a good idea to go live at 5 with your dentist. And on the way home, I'd put my phone up and I would go live, banned. They can track that you're traveling, and they figured that I was going live while I was driving, and so I got shadow banned for a while. I've posted bloody stuff before from implant surgeries or something else, shadow banned, and there's been some other things where I got accused of insulting the entire country of England. For the record, that TikTok idea was given to me by a man who is from England. He's like, oh, this is so funny about English people, you should do this, and so I did it, shadow banned. It happens. It's going to happen. You're going to go good. You're going to have things that hit you that's going to make you go flat, but you just got to keep doing it. You just got to keep doing it, okay? It's sort of like the best thing you can do to combat a bad Google review is to post 10 good Google reviews. You just got to keep on posting. You got to keep on posting. So that's kind of how I got started on TikTok. And then the momentum, you start to get up to like 20,000 followers. You're like, no way. You get a video that hits 50,000 views. You're like, what? So you keep going, and then before you know it, you'll have a video that has 1 million views. It's just gonna happen. The first video that I ever made that had any kind of views was at the beach. I did this little thing, has nothing to do with dentistry, and I remember watching the views go up that night, and within a week or so it had 145,000 views, and I was just like, you gotta be kidding me. So it is kind of fun. You do kind of get a rush. I'm just telling you, just keeping things real. We like the likes, we like the views. Why? I don't know. My wife would ask me sometimes, like, why do you do all this on social media? You know, no one's gonna come here from Brazil that likes your video and be a patient. And I kept saying for the longest time, like, I don't know why. We'll see what happens. We'll see where it takes me. Like, I don't know what it is yet. I just know that it's something that's building, and we'll see what it can do. I have been able to make some money, particularly 2023 and 2024 so far have been pretty good. Like, I've decided to make some money off of my influence out there, and I don't even have like that many followers, but it's been nice and it's been profitable. And so now she's kind of like, oh, okay, well then I get it. That's pretty cool. But where's it going next? I don't know. We'll all see together. It's just something that I'm moving forward with, and I'm going to continue to do, and we'll just see what feels good, and we'll just kind of keep making videos. Now, here's an interesting thing you need to think about when making videos, because you want to be true to yourself and you want to be yourself, but at the same time, you want to please an audience. So how do you know what to do? Do you make videos for yourself and you're like, they can like it or hate it? Or are you like, the audience would really like this, let's do that? You know, who are you trying to please? And when you look at most really popular people, they're really good at their craft, whether they're singers or actors, and they stay in their lane doing just the things that they're really good at because they're trying to please the public. And then once they get like tons of popularity and fame, then they start going into politics and doing things they don't care if they offend people at that point. So you have to, I would stay in your lane. Do the things that, you're really good at. Do the things that you like to do and like to enjoy. So like, I don't do dentures. Okay, I don't do a lot of dentures. You're probably never going to see a video from me making dentures. But there are a couple of things in dentistry that I really love, and humor I love. So I'm going to try to make things funny. My focus is on what I call edutainment. So we'll do a little bit of education, a little bit of entertainment, and hopefully you guys love it. So if you decide to do this, how do you know? Let me rephrase that. So how do I know what kind of content that I want to produce? Again, going back to Gary Vaynerchuk, he was, I've read all of his books. I would suggest you read them all. But one of the things he said that really stuck with me is you don't have to spend time like, what do I post about? What do I post about? He suggested, his phrase is document rather than create. Don't spend time like creating things to video. Just document your journey. Okay, one of the first YouTube videos in recent times that I made was I talked about my journey on YouTube, making my first YouTube videos. So documenting your journey, people love to see that stuff. They love to see like behind the scenes of a weight loss journey, or I'm going to write a book and you talk about your journey on doing this, because believe me, every successful journey is filled with failures. And somehow that comforts people to know that, okay, well, this person's failed a lot and they became successful. So they like to see those kind of things. So I found something that I love, which is humor and dentistry, and I've tried to kind of merge them into my videos. Another question that I get is, how do I keep up with the trends? Like all of the ideas, who do I have? Well, my one person that I used to have doing social media has now turned into like 4. I have like 4 people that help me, 4 people, and they're all they all have a job. They're either coming up with ideas, they're helping me figure out how to merge dentistry with a trend that's not medical or dental related. They're helping me on the editing side. Someone is in here still. I have someone coming in almost every day that videos me doing stuff, behind the scenes things, getting my before and afters, stuff like that. So there are some trends that I see, but I'm not like devouring TikTok all the time like some people do. And some people are just really tuned in to what the trends are. In fact, my FYP on TikTok is probably different than everyone else's. It's a lot of like, success talk, business talk, and some funny stuff too. But as far as the trends go, I rely on my team. They help me stay up with the trends. As far as being embarrassed about content that you're about to put out there, believe me, I understand, okay? You put stuff out there, you're setting yourself up for criticism. In fact, people who are stagnant, people who are underachievers love to criticize those who try. And I don't care if you have starting with 10 followers or 0 followers or 300 followers, you got to start somewhere. I will tell you this, don't validate the critics, okay? The worst thing that you can do is put yourself out there, because what they think is, we'll see how long this lasts. And then you end up quitting, not doing it, and then they're just going to be like, I told you so. That dog don't hunt, okay? So once you put yourself out there and you decide that you want to do it, you do it, okay? And it's there. It's there for the taking. Anyone that wants to, it's the easiest way that you could advertise your business or your dental business, and it's free. I mean, it's free. So I would really encourage you to do it. Here, I want to give you a few tips, okay? The first tip I just said, be consistent, okay? Be consistent. Always posting. The algorithm loves it. The fans love it. And it's how you're going to, build your brand. So I have a lot of movie references, but they're not for younger people. It's like the Terminator that never quits and will not stop. That's who you need to be. You need to be a Terminator. It's just a part of your life now. Okay, it's now a habit. We shoot almost every day, and it's just one of those things. A lot of people will ask me, how do you do it while being a dentist? Like, when do you shoot between patients? We'll shoot between patients. Sometimes if we have the right patient in the chair, we'll do a TikTok with them or an Instagram story with them or something like that. But you got to be consistent. The videos have to post every day, because you never know when that one video is going to catch fire. You just never know which one's going to do it. At first, I used my assistant Tierney, who was helping me with the hashtags and stuff, but you can Google that stuff. You can watch YouTube videos. Heck, you can watch TikTok videos, which hashtags to use. The one thing that I'll say is there isn't a formula that is eternal. There isn't, okay? You go back in time, 5-6 years, hashtags were huge on Instagram. And they were the way you hashtag back then on TikTok was even different than what you're doing now. So they're going to be evolving and changing, and you need to stay up on that stuff. So if you're going to do it, don't do it because you want to go viral. Don't do it because you want to be famous. You need to do it because you like doing it. Okay. Another thing Gary Vaynerchuk says is when you're on here, don't do sales. This is not sales. I don't get on TikTok. You'll never see me on TikTok going, call now, 2-for-1 whitening. Like, never. Okay. It is all about what you can give, value that you can give to the public. You'll brand yourself as the expert in your field, and that is what is going to give you the payback. All right. Tip number 2, start simple. Okay, I'm right now looking at a really expensive camera. It's got this little monitor on top so I can see myself, make sure I'm framed up right. And I've got audio going here. It's a professional audio. I got this mic right here, and I've got lighting right over here, using a little natural light from this side. I mean, I've done this for a while, and this whole setup can be expensive. So maybe I'll do one of those videos one time where I show you my equipment, but I'm telling you, you don't need it. A little natural light, one of these babies, these things shoot amazing video, okay? That's all you need. I promise that's all you need. Start simple. Don't go all in on the money. Make sure you're going to stick this out, and then start upping your stuff. Like, maybe I need a little better audio or whatever, okay? So start simple with tech. Now, another question I get, and this is another tip, is does it ever feel like work and not fun? Because doing social media should be fun. I would say that it's mostly fun. At first, it was a lot of fun, and then there are days where it's like, oh, I had a bad day, or I'm just kind of stressed off of something, and then the girl that helps me now, she'll come in, she's like, hey, ready to film some TikToks? And I'm like, okay, fine. Let's go. And you go in and you do it, and it's not fun. It's more like work. For the most part, it is very fun. And it's funny when you do it. You should film some bloopers of yourself trying to do a dance or do whatever that you're doing, because those things are also fun. They're funny to look at. But it can feel like work. Make sure you keep it fun. Okay? Keep it light. Keep it fun so you enjoy it. It's meant to be enjoyed. But I've always said that anything that's fun that you make a job, it starts to feel like work. And that's what we're trying to avoid. So even though it's now a job, because I do make some money doing this, I still, keep it light, try to keep it fun, and just manage your calendar very well so that you can get the videos made. Another thing that will help you with this is batching. Okay, if you try to shoot one every day, something's going to come up. You're going to be sick. You're going to be traveling. Your assistant's going to be traveling, your videographer. So group them together. Shoot 4 or 5 videos in one sitting. If you're able to the next day, shoot another 4 or 5 videos. And that way, if you need a breather, it's okay. Like there's been times where Madison's helping me right now. She'll come in. She's like, "Hey, let's shoot some videos," and I'm like, "Can we do it tomorrow?" She's like, "Yep, no problem," because she already has the next several days lined up. All right, here's another tip. Plan, okay? I was on a plane one time and I thought, what could I make videos about? And I made a list literally of 100 things, okay? How to hire, how to fire, how to do impressions, how to scan, Invisalign versus brackets, bonding versus porcelain. I just made a list, just going through my mind, everything. And it just kept writing. Since then, I've added more to it. But start with some ideas, get other people to help, ask people. Like, what are the 5 most common questions that you get on the phone? Do you take my insurance? Does your office do amalgam fillings or the composite fillings? Just take the most frequent, the facts, the FAQs, and make videos about those. Okay, those will be really helpful for people. So plan everything. Like right now, I'm working off of this iPad of some notes that I have, okay? Of some notes that I made for this very video. And so plan ahead. That way it makes things easy and it makes things quick. It makes the production time quick. And then the greatest tip that I can tell you is balance. Okay, I have a family. I got church responsibilities and work. There's a lot going on in my life. I'm a busy person. I'm not trying to say that I'm so busy. I'm just saying, like, most people's lives are filled with stuff. And so manage your time really well. Make sure you balance really well. I could stay here right now. It's 4:42 on a Friday. What do other dental personnel people do on Fridays? Okay, they're not shooting videos in their office. I'm here at 4:42 on a Friday. I could stay here till midnight tonight, all day tomorrow, all day Sunday, making videos. Okay, but I'm not. I have, of those 100 videos, that list I made, I think I've done like 25 of them. And so I have a lot that I want to put out, but you need balance in your life. So plan your days really well and make sure you have proper balance. It'll make you enjoy each aspect of your life that you're trying to be successful in. And those are my tips. Please subscribe if you haven't already and share it with others. Happy to be able to provide more content for you. But that's the video on how I got started on TikTok. And ask me any questions that you'd like. Smile Doc out.